This is the plaintiff, Anthony Stewart. He says he and the defendant know each other from Yale University, where they both worked, and the guy hired him to reseed the lawn of his house. He told the defendant it would take about 6 weeks to grow in. After 5, the lawn looked beautiful. Now the guy's stiffing him on his fee. He's been in business since 1992, knows what he's doing, and demands payment in the amount of $462.62 for his services. So he's suing. This is the defendant, Phil Davis. He says he doesn't owe the plaintiff anything because his lawn's an embarrassment to the community. That's right, his lawn looks terrible. Nothing grew in, and he refuses to give the plaintiff a penny more than he already paid him for this bogus job. He's accused of clipping a landscaper.
All parties, please use your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case of the docket. These litigants knew each other when they went to Yale. The plaintiff did landscaping work for the defendant and got stiffed. The defendant says the lawn is an embarrassment. It's the case of you give bad Ivy League.
Thank you, Douglas. Anthony Stewart, doing business as Lawns and Gardens. You are suing Phil Davis for $462.62. The balance you say he owes you for reseeding a lawn. All right, what happened here?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Yes, that's correct. Phil Davis contracted me to reseed his yard.
Did you two know each other before?
Not truly personal, just from work, from passing.
Okay.
At the university. And
what university?
Yale.
Okay.
And he contracted me, knows I have my own lawn and garden business, so he contracted me to reseed his lawn. And at that time, I went and looked at his yard, gave him an estimate, told him it was $800, and he agreed to pay the $400. First, he tried to ask me to lower the price, and he would help reseed and so forth and so on. But I said, no, I have a crew. So,
do you have anything in writing with him about how much you were charging him?
Yes.
May I see it? And you two, how long had you two known each other? Or kind of, not really, but sort of knew each other? Did you both work at Yale?
Well, yes, I worked there for 25 years.
What'd you do for them?
I work in clinical pathology.
Okay.
He was a landscaper at Yale before I got there.
Okay.
He retired soon after I got there. But I did know him, not just in passing, but we spoke outside of work as well.
Okay.
And I'm working at the
Okay,
same
materials $385, labor $450, subtotal plus tax. The total contract was for $862.62, and then he had paid you $400.
Correct.
And according to you, you go to the property and you do what? What's that entail?
Well, I have a machine, it's called a slit seeder, and it cuts into the soil and places the seed about 1.5 inches into the ground.
Okay.
And then we fertilize it with starter fertilizer as well.
All right, and how long does it take?
About 2 hours.
Okay, and then, so you do the job, and then you ask for the rest of the money?
Yes, we agreed that he would pay me a week later. And 4 days after I reseeded his yard, I get a picture of his soil, and he says, I'm not satisfied. What is this? I don't see anything. And I told him, I said, it's only been 4 days. I said, it takes 6 to 8 weeks for any germination. And he says, we got to talk. I says, what is there to talk about? Man, you owe me $400. The job was done. And he just said no.
Okay. All right. And all this happened when? When did this happen?
This happened in May.
Okay.
And we reseeded his yard April the 24th.
Okay. I have some pictures that you've entered into evidence. What is that a picture of?
That's the after picture of his yard.
What's that a picture of?
That's the before picture, and that's my guys there reseeding with the slit seeder.
What is this a picture of?
That's the front of his house, and that's one of my employees putting down starter fertilizer.
And what's this a picture of?
That's the right side of his house.
After picture.
Yes.
Who's got a phone ringing in the middle of my?
Sorry, that's.
Yeah, you got it. You got it under control there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better be nervous. As my priest used to say, that better be God. All right. So let me hear from you.
As far as what Mr. Stewart is saying, I didn't understand how the grass seeds were still sitting on top of the gravel and the dirt I have a picture of that as well on my phone. here.
Okay, let me see that.
And it wasn't a week later, it was kind of like a month later that I called him.
Okay, hold on one second.
He contacted me.
Okay. So you feel like the tilling, what is it? What did you call it? A tiller? What'd you call that?
Slit seeder.
Slit seeder didn't work so well because according to you, you're seeing all these seeds just laying on the ground, or at
that
least in
was-
this
Cuts
portion
right into the
they are.
soil.
That was a month later that those grass seeds were still sitting on top.
This picture?
Yes,
You took this picture a month later?
I believe so.
Here's my question there, like, this is bothering him. Say something about that.
That's the beginning. That's the beginning, and there's also
No, but
seed-
why are the seeds, when you're talking about how the seeds are going deep an inch down and those
Right.
seeds seem thrown on? I mean,
Well, put it like this. I put 150 pounds of seed, probably 30 pounds or less will be on top.
Because
it gets in a
how does
broadcast.
it work?
It's a broadcast. We put a broadcast spreader, and we spread it, and then we also slit seed it, and it gets cut into the soil.
Okay, so first you spread it all out, and then you go over it with a machine?
Correct. And
Okay.
it cuts right into the soil.
Okay, so some of it goes down. Okay.
90% of it.
Does a landscaper guarantee that the lawn will be green?
Absolutely not.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
How much were your materials?
$360, I believe.
Okay. I mean, you realize that what you've paid him barely covers the materials? You just feel like it didn't work, so we're done. That's how you feel.
Absolutely, that's how I feel
And then
about
when
it.
I see pictures of it working, I shouldn't believe that.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Because it's crabgrass. He knows it. He'll tell you.
Oh, yeah, is it crabgrass?
If he's,
I'm not sure what it is
Yeah,
now.
see-
It's
see,
been months.
Okay, but go ahead, talk to me.
so he knows that it's crabgrass. He knows that that grass didn't grow. He knows that he didn't do it the correct way, like he said he was going to do it. Because in the pictures that he showed me of other houses that he did, he tore all the grass up. The grass was down to dirt, and then he went back in there. He tilled the whole yard. He didn't till my yard.
Did you till his yard?
No, ma'am.
Okay, all right.
And
Have
that's-
you had
and-
another lawn guy come in there and say this wasn't done right? And do you have anything from a professional that says that somehow this wasn't done right or that this isn't the right type of grass to have grown there? Because no, he isn't saying that you had crabgrass and not real grass germinating. He says you had grass germinating. So do you have something from either from back then from a lawn guy or anybody, anything like that? All right, I'm going to order you to pay the remaining $462.62 because although he has a burden of proving his case, you have the burden of proving your defense, and your phone is rung twice. So $462.62. I'm kidding about that, but I'm not kidding about the verdict. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you.
So the plaintiff is going to get his $462 back. Mr. Davis, what do you think?
Oh, I think it was a ripoff. I think that he tried to rob me, and I believe that my lawn should be still green now because every last house on the street still has green grass. I don't know why. I think he put down something that killed my grass versus it growing.
Well, he wouldn't do that. Why would he do that?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, that doesn't make sense.
Well, it makes sense to me.
All right, sir. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, Mr. Stewart.
Yes. Right.
He thinks you didn't put the right kind of seed down. What do you think?
I put a sun and shade mix, and the grass did germinate the way it's supposed to. He was upset. He thought it was going to germinate in 3 days. I received a text from him, and he said, I don't see anything after 3 days of doing his lawn. And I told him it's going to take 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, I know.
You got to water it. You got to treat it.
And he didn't do that.
Probably not.
All righty. Well, congratulations.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you very much, sir.
thank
Okay.
you.
Good luck. Harvey?
You were right. You were right. The landscaper doesn't guarantee it. It's just a professional job, and that was done.